We're kind of sort of back with another little clippity video, and I was getting ready to go outside to see what was, because the setting moon was beautiful, but somebody that I just talked to, a dear friend that I literally haven't talked to in 23 or 4 years, so that was really nice. But another friend, when I was taking pictures of the moon, said it was raining where they were, so I had thought that I had seen something on my phone after that said like rain clouds and thunderstorms. Rain clouds, thunderstorms. Do. And so I go to the weather and this is what we see. Coastal flooding from Thursday, what day is it? Thursday now. 3:55 until then. Action recommended. Avoid the subject event as per the instructions issued by Tampa Bay, Ruskin, Florida, U.S. National Weather Service. Affected area, coastal Hillsborough County. That's not really me, but it's not far. Description. Coastal flood warning in effect until 8 p.m. Eastern this evening. So is that over? No, it's not over because they're talking about Thursday and it's 4:17 in the morning. High rip current, which that's bizarre because my dear friend Connie met up with her friend she hadn't seen in a long time at the beach, and she literally went inside to her hotel room while her friend went out to the water, and by the time she came back down from her hotel room there was an ambulance and homegirl drowned. And they had been in deep conversation or something. It's really crazy that this riptide, because I was just talking to her and I was like, do you think it was a riptide or what? Anyway, back to the weather. So coastal flood warning in effect until 8 p.m. EDT this evening. High rip current risk remains in effect through Saturday morning. Riptides are scary, and you don't even realize they're there a lot of the time. If you're ever in one, luckily I knew this from a friend back home that was born in the Keys, and she had always told me to swim sideways once you can actually swim. And yeah, I've been dragged far, so they're no joke. Okay, so through Saturday, high surf advisory in effect from 8 in the morning to 8 p.m. Friday. For 24 hours at least. What? For the coastal flood warning. Significant coastal flooding. Yikes. For the high South Tampa will flood like a bitch too. It's like a whole other town. For the high rip current risk. For the high rip current risk. Dangerous rip currents. For the high surf advisory. Large breaking waves of 5 feet or larger. I'm not trying to go swim in this or get in this water, but I'd like to go see it. I'd like to be able to get into my car and drive somewhere if I so damn desired. Where Pinellas, coastal Hillsborough, coastal Manatee, and coastal Sarasota. Wind for the coastal flood warning until 8 p.m. EDT this evening. For the high rip current through Saturday morning. For the high surf advisory from 8 Thursday to 8 Friday at night. Impacts. Numerous roads may be closed. They don't have a clue. I don't think there's been a drop of damn rain yet, but let's carry on at 4:20. Low-lying property, including homes, businesses, and some critical infrastructure will... What? Okay. Impacts. Numerous roads may be closed. Low-lying property, including homes, businesses, and some critical, oh my god, it's the laugh or cry era. Some critical infrastructure that will be inundated. What the that means?
Inundate.
Overwhelm someone with things or people to be dealt with. We've been inundated with complaints from listeners. What? Number 2, the flood. The islands may be the first to be inundated. overwhelm, to flood, cover, or overspread with water, deluge, to overwhelm, inundated with letters of protest. Alright. Some shoreline erosion will occur. I'm glad y'all are such fortune tellers. Dangerous swimming and surfing conditions and localized beach erosion, rip current. This is for a time period, by the way, that hasn't even flippin' happened yet. Rip currents can sweep even the best swimmers away from the shore into deeper water. It can take anybody. It doesn't discriminate, kind of like addiction. If you're in the way of the rip current, it doesn't really matter if you can swim, walk, or whatever else, horseback ride. Take the necessary action. Okay, wait. Precautionary preparedness actions. Take the necessary actions to protect flood-prone property. If travel is required, do not drive. Oh, really? So if you need to drive, don't drive around barricades or through water of unknown depth. Yeah, I would agree. Inexperienced swimmers should remain out of the water to dangerous surf conditions. Due to, how about just everybody not get in the water at least until 8 o'clock tomorrow when the, are you serious? Swim near a lifeguard. Oh my lord. I'm trying to think if I can even think of a place on this coast that I have seen a freaking lifeguard, or hardly. You don't even see their little, whatever they're called, their little spots. Tower 5 in San Diego, but they do have towers here. But it, if caught in a rip current, what does it say do? Relax and float. Yeah, it's about what's going to happen. Don't swim against the current. If able, swim in a direction following the shoreline. Yeah, that's what I said. Swim horizontal. Maybe I didn't say it, but I meant to. If unable to escape, face the shore and call or wave for help. It's not funny. So, okay, so that's just one thing for my little area of Tampa. Now, a gale warning. What the hell is that, right? 2 of 6. So this is from like 23 plus, I don't know, what is that, 11 minutes ago. Action recommended. Avoid the subject event as per the instructions issued by Tampa Bay Ruskin National Weather Service. Affected area, Tampa Bay waters. Oh, that's great. What is it? Description. Gale warning in effect until 8 p.m. Eastern this evening. Small craft advisory, like boats, I'm guessing, in effect from 8 p.m. this evening to 8 p.m. Eastern Friday. Okay, what? For the gale warning, southwest winds 20 to 30 knot with gusts up to 40 knot and seas 6 to 9 feet. Holy shrapnel. For the Gulf? For the Bay? For the small craft advisory, northwest winds 15 to 20 knots, with gusts up to 30 knots and seas 5 to 8 feet expected. Where Tampa Bay waters, coastal waters from Tarpon Springs, which happens to be, in case you didn't know, other than Greece, it like the country Greece, Tarpon Springs has more Greek people than anywhere else in the world. Interesting little spot. Sponge capital of the world also. Very cool. Alright, now you can't necessarily get a falafel there. You can get a falafel, but there's a place when you first pull in. But other than that, all the places are like very authentic to where they're from, and that's not falafel territory. Little did I know, but now I do know. So they're saying that coastal waters from Tarpon Springs to Swanee River, Florida. That's a big distance. Out 20 North M's. Coastal waters from Englewood. I know where that is. Which is a far stretch too. Englewood. That's like south of Venice. Might as well just say Venice. Englewood to Tarpon Springs, out 20 NMs. I'm not figure out what the heck that means. Waters from Tarpon Springs to Swanee River, Florida, out 20 to 60 namastes. I don't know. And waters from Englewood to Tarpon Springs, wind for the gale warning until 8 p.m. this evening for the small craft advisory from 8 to 8. Impact. Strong winds will cause hazardous seas, which could capsize. Talk about some fear-mongering here. Or damage vessels and capsize. I mean, that's not good. And reduce visibility. Marinara should alter their plans to avoid these hazardous conditions, remain in port, seek safe harbor, alter course, and or secure the vessel for severe conditions. We also have a wind advisory. So I doubt I'm going to see any stars. 8 o'clock Thursday in the morning until 20. I think that's 8 at night. I don't know. You can do the math. Action recommended. Execute. So as if this is number 3, as if we didn't already have some things. Execute a pre-planned activity identified in the instructions. Execute a pre-planned activity identified in the instructions issued by Tampa Bay, Ruskin, Florida, U.S. National Weather Service. Affected area. Coastal Hillsborough County. Third time. Description. Wind advisory in effect from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So not yet, but in like 3.5 hours. Southwest winds 20 to 30 mile per hour with gusts up to 40. Where? Portions of southwest and west central Florida from. I thought we just discussed it, but 8 to 8. So maybe I'm right. 20 o'clock means 8. Impacts. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down, and a few power outages may result. Precautionary preparedness actions. Winds this strong can make driving difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Secure outdoor objects. Rip current statement. We already saw this, but this is the 4th one. Avoid the subject event as per the instructions. Tampa Bay, Ruskin, Coastal Hillsborough. Coastal flood warning in effect until 8 this evening. High rip current risk remains in effect through Saturday morning. High surf advisory in effect from 8 this morning to 8 at night. What for the coastal flood warning? Significant coastal flooding for the high rip current. Dangerous rip currents for the high Pinellas Coast. Okay, literally a repeat, I think. Numerous roads may be closed. Low lying, including, yeah, exactly the same. Literally, is that not the same? Numerous roads may be closed. Low-lying property, including homes, businesses, and some critical infrastructure will be inundated. Some shoreline erosion will occur. We don't know that. Dangerous swimming and surfing conditions and localized beach erosion. Rip currents can sweep even the best swimmer. Yeah, we read this. Don't drive around barricades. High surf advisory. Same deal. So they really got to tell us this many times. For the rip currents, high surf advisory, waves 5 feet longer, bigger, longer, larger. Numerous roads. Rip currents can sweep even the best swimmers. Take the necessary actions to protect flood-prone property. If travel is required, do not drive around barricades. Swim by a lifeguard. Last one, I hope. 6 of 6, thank God. Small craft advisory from 8 o'clock at night until 8 in the morning tomorrow. Gale warning in effect. Southwest winds. Yada. All the same thing. So why are you doing this? Other than like, there's some, what do you know? It's way up there right now. That's why they're saying 4 hours. Is that what's going on? Coastal flooding plus 5 more. There's a possible risk of severe weather today. Wind and tornadoes are the greatest threat. Good God. I mean, you can't get rid of this if you wanted to. So right now, it feels like it's 72. The wind is blowing at 11 miles per hour to the southeast. Humidity is pretty warm, 79%. Cloud cover, 43%. And we're expecting a little bit of rain by 6, 7, They said 11:30. What does this symbol mean? Cloudy, windy? I don't know. But I do like that 67. So what? It's like hourly getting worse by the clouds. Okay. No. Oh, she said, here is information from the old Farmer's Almanac. So Mars rises at 5:36. Jupiter rises at none other than 52 after the hour. We won't be able to see that. It sets at 10:08 at night in the west, I would hope. Saturn rises right after Mars, so they're getting ready to conjunct y'all. If Mars is rising at 5:36, Saturn at 5:44, and we can't really see them at night yet. Uranus, if I get my telescope out, which I've never seen actually, and I actually remember a time where that wasn't even a possibility, but I guess now it is. I'm all like, I guess now it is. Neptune too, I guess. So Pluto is up and out there right now. 3:14. She got up. He got up. He or she. Are they at their best spot? At 8:29, they'll be at the highest. Setting at 1:40 in the afternoon. Neptune is going to rise at 6:06. Set at 6:02 tonight. Uranus rising at 8:43. Setting at 10:05. So yeah, like when I was looking at Jupiter and the moon last night, I have no doubt that, yeah, look, Jupiter, 8:39 it rises. What time does Uranus rise? 8:43 a.m. a.m. What time is Jupiter at the highest point? 3:18. What time is Uranus at its highest point? Oops, 3:24. And sets at 10:05 Uranus, 9:57 Jupiter. So Jupiter would be a little bit more what have you, then Jupiter would go down first. And or Jupiter would rise first, and then you would see Uranus behind it. And then Mars, oops, I got a little baby headache, probably from all the pressure coming in. Mars and Saturn are getting ready to meet up. If you notice, hold on, well, Venus and Mars are going to meet up also. But right now, 5:29 Mars. Really? They rise at the same time today? 5:04, 5:01, only because Saturn is a little bit slower. That's crazy, though. Not even used to seeing that. So you got Saturn and Mars basically conjunct if they're coming up at the same time, like a degree, just like a minute, like 5 degrees of whatever. Usually like 5 minutes, 29 seconds. I don't know. Sounds about right to me, though. Sets at 5:04, 5:01. These two are pretty much together in the sky. Then you got Venus kind of doing her own thing, not too far from Mercury. And then we also have these two. Jupiter rising at 8:39. Sun already be up with, I need that to go away. (8:43) and 8:39. So Jupiter and Uranus, highest at 3:18, 3:24, sets at 10:05, and I think that, I don't know what's going on right there, 9:57. That was oopsie. Hey. So there's that conjunction, basically. 8:39, 40, 41, 42, 43. They're pretty damn close. And then you also have Mars and Saturn. Mars, Saturn, literally rising at the same time, 1 minute apart at their highest, what have you, setting 3 minutes apart because Mars is a little faster. Then you also got Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Uranus, and then, alright. So, we'll figure that out. And what time does the sun rise in Tampa?
In Tampa today, sunrise is at 7:09 a.m.
I think I like this site. I think this is the one. Look at that. June 20th, it says. Next solstice. 4:50 p.m. June 20. So sunrise today is 7:08, set 7:53. There's that 53 again on 4/11. And I didn't want to see that. Dude, this was really like this, but it looked cool. And it looked like it was eclipsing tonight. So the moon did what? The moon already set is what it did, so it rises again at 9:03. And the next new moon is May 7th, and the next full moon is April 23rd, which isn't really that far away. So today is, there's the eclipse day, right? Okay, yay, right, yay, back. And where's the little thing? There it is. Oh, so we're now drifting further away because we were at almost exactly 12 and 12. But 11 hours, 16 minutes is still pretty good. And so we should be able to see Mars and Saturn rise if it's clear, because the sun doesn't rise until 7 or something, 7:07. No ad for me. So it said 7:08. So technically you should be able to see that, but not for long. Not long. Not long. You gotta give it a minute to get up. So like 6:50 or something. But Mars and Saturn should be rising right next to each other, dude. Try before sunrise for Venus. View before sunrise. Jupiter rising, view after sunrise. Saturn. Right before sunrise. No shrapnel. Slightly difficult for Venus. Average visibility for Mars and for Saturn. Other than that, let's see, what is the conjunction? Oh, my foot is asleep now. The sky is full of movement. When one astronomical object appears to pass close by another, it produces a conjunction. Oh, that's the great conjunction of 2020, when we had the star of Bethlehem. So, Jupiter and Moon, close approach. What was that last night? Because it sure looked like it. That's not necessarily true. It says the sun, the moon, and the planets are always on the move, technically speaking. Therefore, a conjunction only lasts for an instant. That's not always true. It depends on what planet it is. There are a number of ways to define a conjunction. One way is to say it is the moment of minimum separation between two objects as viewed from the Earth. However, for skywatchers, the event plays out, I bet, particularly impressive. For instance, the Great Conjunction. Yeah, I realize that, people. So, are you gonna... Yeah, we know that. Oh, my foot. Okay, did you know conjunctions have a rhythm? Find out more in... It's cold in here. But this is not helping us, really. I love Aquila in the sky, but, like, I thought they were talking about now. Dumbasses. So now, oh, look at that. And that's... Look at that. Yeah, so that was Jupiter by the moon earlier, for sure. And the moon is right next to Taurus, right as we speak. Jupiter and Uranus working their way up to rise it. Too late for us to see, but we'll be able to see Mars and Saturn. But look at them all. Mercury and the Sun pretty much right next to each other. Mars and Saturn, you can't even see the damn difference. Look how on top of each other they are. Goodness gracious. In Aquarius. Aquila's out right now if it's clear, and that's what was in that picture. It's really pretty. So yeah, Mars and Saturn will be rising decently soon. And Venus not far after. So right now Pluto is out there, but we can't see that. But I don't know what we can see with the cloud coverage, but this little constellation right here, Lyra, the harp, or if you've ever seen The Golden Compass, that's a really good movie, and she's in it. A character named Lyra. Anyhow, this meteor shower is also peaking on the 24th of April, and I've already seen a couple meteors. Not a couple meteor showers, but I've already seen a couple shooting stars fly out of Lyra. So I would recommend in between, like, once this constellation right here is up in your sky, like it is right now, like it's not very high in the sky, but it's high enough. What I was going to say, though, wasn't even that. What I was going to say is if you ever have the chance to look through binoculars and or a telescope, check out the constellation Lyra, because, like, every single star in it is like a double star. It's pretty amazing.